Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Emily's Upcycled Home, where I take thrifted items, salvage pieces, and make them into rustic home decor items. Project number one. I have this rusty, crusty bowl here as a brass bowl full of rust. I did a spray paint coat of Rust-Oleum sealer into that, so all that rust stays in there. I came up with this little bird nest here, and I'm embellishing it with some eggs, a little extra floral, little sprigs of yellow pieces here, and then I'm going to go ahead and hot glue that into place. Now all these little floral pieces are just tucked in. I didn't want to make it permanent. That way if you wanted to change them out, you can go ahead and do so. I'm just going ahead and tucking in these pieces. Now I have coming from these little sprigs here are some scrap pieces that I had in my stash. The little yellow pieces that I had in before are from a wreath. You probably see more of that until that whole wreath is gone. But I'm going to go ahead and tuck these florals in, creating just a fuller look here and a little bit more organic look with the sprigs of floral popping out every which way. Coming in with a little bit more hot glue to adhere that nest into place. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more hot glue to the eggs here. Usually I don't glue any of this down, but it wasn't staying in place, so I decided to do that. And then I'm just coming in with a little bit of burlap ribbon here, and we're gonna go ahead and hot glue that as well, and we're gonna make this our little hanger. Now I just see this on a coat rack, a little peg holder with, a cute little piece of fabric behind it, helping that rust pop and accentuate that nest. Now coming in with the more hot glue, just layering up the piece, and then this simple project is complete. Don't forget to shop with me also on Facebook Marketplace. I will have that link in the description. Moving on to project number two. Now that bowl had a base to it that I went ahead and pulled off. It was already falling off, so I just forced it a little bit more and took the rest of it off. I'm going to come in here with this IOD birdsong casting that I did with resin, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that piece into the center of our little rusty crusty base here. Now I did the same process here and spray painting that Rust-Oleum to seal in all that rust color here. And then I'm going to go ahead and come in with some sprigs of greenery and layer them up. Now my hot glue gun was not hot enough, so none of these pieces stayed. So I had to be patient, you guys, and let my hot glue gun properly heat up and come back and re-glue everything down. But this kind of worked to my advantage here, because as I'm layering here, add and decide to go ahead and wrap a little piece of lace around the center of these sprigs, just to give it a little bit more softness, and to give the hot glue a surface to adhere better to our lid here, or our base, whatever this is, our rusty crusty element here. And I'm going to go ahead and add that piece now, because you're going to see the whole piece come off with my finger, and come in with just a scrap piece of lace I actually found here on my table. Working through projects here, you have little scraps and pieces here that you come back to, and wrap it around using my hot glue gun. Now that it is hotter, I let it sit, glue everything here, making sure that the hold is strong and the bird and our greenery stay in place here. Now with that lace, it's going to give me a place here to have the hot glue really stick to the surface of the piece. And here I actually sprayed that Rust-Oleum, and you know me, you guys, I don't wait for things to dry, so I'm trying to work with it also. So you see that bird already moving there. So like I said, I come back in, place my hot glue gun back on the tail, back on the top, just so that it doesn't seep through that hole that's in that center. Add a little bit of burlap ribbon like we did on the other piece, giving it a little handle and a hook for it to hold onto a peg rack. And that's just me trying to get off the excess glue there. And then this project's complete. Don't forget, I now sell on Whatnot, and that is a auction style live selling platform. There you go and make bids. I have listings over there, and I have some shows already up so you can bookmark those. Moving on to project number 3. Now I just took this rusty crusty piece from a lamp. It's the harp of the lamp, and I'm using the wire as well. I just folded it around and made a hook, tucked it back into the top of the piece, add a rubber band to secure it, and got my floral wire and wrapped the whole piece right there to give it a tighter hold and secure my hook. I'm using moss here to create a nest. I spray it with Rust-Oleum sealer just to hold in all the little fibers of our moss. And then to give it a structure here, I am using some wire, some floral wire, just wrapping and moving it around the nest using my fingers and my thumb to create that groove inside where my eggs are going to sit. Trim it off with your scissors. At the bottom of it, I'm twisting both of the little wires to hold it and secure that. And once again, you're going to see me play with the nest here and just kind of find its shape and structure that I want here. It's going to sit on the base of the harp with the remaining wire. I am going to twist and wrap around that base to hold that into place. Also, I'm coming back in with some hot glue gun to further adhere that nest there and make sure it doesn't fall off. And just create and play with your nest until you have the look that you want, the structure that you want. If you want it more fluffy, add more moss. You need it more tighter, add more wire. Now adding in some floral here. I got these little sprigs of floral off of a wreath, so you don't have to use a wreath. So if you find a wreath at the thrift store, pick apart those flowers. They're great to use in projects. And there I was coming in with that hot glue gun just to secure the base of the wreath. Now, none of these floral picks here are glued in, just in case somebody wants to change out the floral. And I'm pretty sure the nest can pretty simply be pulled off if you want to change that out as well. I don't have my eggs. I don't know where I put them. So I'm coming in with some leftover paint here in this fusion color, and I forgot the name. But there we go. And I'm just going to paint these little pieces. And these are just those fillers that you get with those packs that have the little the spheres of like twine balls and cloth balls and all that stuff. And I found these in my stash, so I'm going to use them as eggs. I go ahead and seal it with Rust-Oleum, and we are going to add them in here, but I'm gonna wait for them to dry, and then we're gonna go ahead and tackle that wire that doesn't need to look like that. And to do that, I'm going to paint it with Fusion's all-in-one paint in the color cast iron. And I'm going in with one coat here. I'm just gonna make sure that I hit all the front and all the back of this piece. And I don't want it to look new and freshly painted. So I'm going to get my rag here and just pat off some of that paint. And the wire underneath is like this brown rusty color, so some of that comes in and hits that. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit just so the paint gets a little tacky and it dries a little, so all of it doesn't just come off. And here's where I go ahead and reinforce my nest with hot glue and glue in also the little eggs we created to go in the center. And I myself like blue and yellow together. I think that combo is nice. And here is where I'm coming in and taking off a little bit of that paint. Now this one has a built-in sealer, so I'm not help my Facebook business page grow and give me a follow over there. That link will be in the description. If you like this content, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more DIY videos, and here are the finished products. What did you guys think of these projects? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.